Orgasmic enlightenment, where the sexual and spiritual come together. I'm Kim Anami, and I'm a holistic sex and relationship coach and a vaginal weightlifter. In this show, we explore all things intimate. I believe that our sexual energy is life force, creative energy, and we can use it to shape our worlds, strengthen our relationships, and self-actualize. I blend the most avant-garde information from neuroscience, ancient sexual practices like Tantra and Taoism, to renegade wellness modalities to show you how to create gourmet sex in your lives. Come one, come all. Sexual Healing for Men 2.0. All of my work is about up-leveling, becoming the best person and the best cock that you can be. The word Anami, which is my namesake, in Sanskrit means there's always another level to go. There's always a way to expand further into your zone of genius or bust into a new one. That is what sets me on fire, breaking new ground. In the land of Supercocks, the higher level experiences we're aiming for are being able to last as long as you want in bed, ideally hours, you being able to separate orgasm from ejaculation, having wild and potent erections on demand well into your 90s, having realized your mission in the world and you live a life aligned with your highest purpose and individual gifts and talents. You are slaying in your vocation and business. Your wife is a thoroughly, artfully, and heartfully well-fucked woman. You annihilate her on the regular, blasting her demons to smithereens and opening up to the luscious, sensual, divine woman she longs to be. You maintain solid erections even over the course of hours of having sex. You get high from sex and realize it's a portal to higher states of consciousness and leaves your psychedelic experiences in the dust. You feel like you can run a marathon after sex, or at the very least, go to the gym for a heavy workout because you have that much energy afterwards. You are making more cash than you ever have. Money is getting thrown at you. Your woman wants to have sex with you all the time and worships your cock like the divine rod and divining rod that it is. I share real-life examples of these things all the time in my all-star interviews on the podcast. Maybe a couple of weeks ago, we heard from guys talking about all the money that their supercocks are generating for them since becoming well-fucked men. Mark shared that 90-minute blowjobs that his wife loves giving him led to a multi-million-dollar business deal. I am always showing you couples in long-term relationships who can't keep their hands off of each other. All of this is higher level supercockdom, and that is what my work is all about, the highest of the high. And remember the Anami guarantee. All men can have these experiences. Everyone, I guarantee it. So why don't they? Beliefs, blockages, traumatic experiences that may have happened to them. And this ranges from outright sexual abuse to absorbing the distorted cultural ideas about sexuality that create shame and taboo all around the healthy expression of sex. We all have these. It's impossible to grow up in our modern, very sexually suppressed world and not have taken them on. So the work is to identify and clear these things and rewire and restore ourselves to our true, infinite, ecstatic sexual expression. Think of it like dirt and mud caked over top of a beautiful sculpture. Over the years, it has decades of neglect. We need to brush it off, and sometimes we need to sandblast it or even chisel it off to get to the truth, beauty, and bliss beneath it. A lot of things that people and allopathic medicine, or even just the average person who doesn't know what they don't know, might think are normal as sexual expressions, such as premature ejaculation, impotence at any age, including in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, feeling tired after sex, being stuck in beta bitch energy, having a low libido, excessive porn use. They might deem those things as normal. But nah, none of that is normal. It's been normalized, but it's not normal. It is symptomatic of distorted sexual energy and unhealed trauma and oppressive beliefs. And you can clear all of these things and attain supercock status. So here is my sexual RX specifically for men. These are methods you can use to heal trauma, ground you in your body, and align yourself with your potent sexual energy and live with it as a compass in your life. Like I said, a divining rod. Number 1, conscious self-pleasuring. I always make a distinction between unconscious and conscious sex acts, or junk food and gourmet sex. One version is about busting out an orgasm as fast as possible, often through porn or fantasy, and then passing out, essentially using sex as a sleep aid or stress relief. The opposite of that would be using sex to get more conscious, to feel rejuvenated afterward, and even to channel that energy into your work and creative projects. Or like ultra-marathoner Anthony Kunkel, our all-star from last week's Marathon Man, Marathon Cock episode, he literally runs marathons and ultra-marathons after sex. So one of the ways to do this is to ensure that you are breathing deeply throughout your self-pleasuring, and you commit to extend the time you spend doing this. So instead of galloping towards the finish line, you slow down, you deliberately ride the edge of your arousal, all the while breathing deeply. This kind of breath circulates sexual energy throughout your body instead of being ejected out of you. And that life force, powerful energy not only revitalizes you, but it's also able to open and repattern neural pathways, expanding what's possible for you sexually. It's also the very best tool for building stamina. Number 2 is marathon sex. So even more on this theme of expansion and spending more time during sex. Premature ejaculation is a sign of unresolved trauma. It is a reflex to bail on the situation ASAP and avoid any kind of depth. The longer you go, the deeper you go. If you apply the same deep breathing techniques during sex, during intercourse, you will be able to last longer and harvest more sexual energy. You'll also open up to the deeper emotional places within yourself that you have previously shut off from. All this and more when you invest in longer sex dates. Plus, you will be able to bring your woman to vaginal orgasms, because most women can't get there in 5 or 10 or even 30 minutes, or at least not until they've become very adept at having these deeper orgasms. And having a well-fucked woman on your hands and on your cock is going to change your life in every possible way. Number 3 is lingam massage. Continuing on the theme of making the unconscious conscious, lingam massage is spending dedicated time, love, and attention with your cock. You can massage yourself, and your partner can massage you as well. The purpose with lingam massage, as opposed to conscious self-pleasuring, is to activate, awaken your cock to release any kind of tension and trauma that may be lodged there, the issues in our tissues, as Wim Hof says, and to open your conscious awareness to your own cock and testicles. Especially for men who have been abused or have been mutilated and sexually violated through circumcision, this is essential medicine. And a side note on that, there is no other word or definition of circumcision, no matter what someone tries to rationalize it as being. If we took all baby girls at birth and cut their clitoris off, there would be mass outrage, just like there is when we do it to grown women or teenage women. And I'm glad that there's a lot of outrage on it, but really it's confusing how many people seem to have been hoodwinked, on the male circumcision issue, where they justify it and defend it and rationalize it. No, this is rape, it's abuse, it's mutilation with absolutely no medical reason. All of the reasons that have been invented are truly perverted. Not to mention that millions of miles of nerve endings on the most sensitive and orgasmic part of the cock get removed during this torture. Hey, welcome to Earth. We're just going to rape and mutilate you on arrival, and okay, you're good to go. If you would like to go deeper into this topic, I have a whole episode on it called Circumvent the Circumcision, which is season 1, episode 31, where I interview the fantastic Brendan Marotta, and he is the director of the film American Circumcision. So, loving time spent massaging your cock in the way that you would, let's say, massage a sore muscle, although not with that much pressure, is a great way to release what lies within and liberate the true power and pleasure of your cock. And again, if you've had circumcision, then you've got scar tissue on the cock, and doing this kind of massage is wonderfully healing for that. So the intention is to wake up and heal. If you get aroused in the process, you can orgasm if you like, but it isn't the main goal. So you can remove that pressure and just really open up and relax into the experience and allow whatever comes up to come up. You might have emotional feelings arise and releases. You might have tears. You might have hysterical laughter. All of this is good, and we welcome all of it. I have some great videos on lingam massage on my YouTube channel. One of them is called Expert Penis and Lingam Massage, and the other one is called How to Give an Ecstatic Penis Massage. And in that second one, we interview one of our all-stars, and he talks about his experience. And I think we have him with his wife in that episode as well, sharing how transformative this has been for them and for his cock. Number 4 is Resurrect Crystal Elixir. So I have made a series of healing elixirs from crystals in my Anami Alchemia online shop. In my Deep Healer series for men is Resurrect. So there are 3 crystals in this formula. One is rhodochrosite, which is a gorgeous magenta crystal, which is meant to be the ultimate crystal for self-love and for self-confidence. And it is the premier healing crystal for sexual abuse, including circumcision. And well, I've added that. I've also programmed the circumcision part into there because most people don't necessarily look at that as a trauma. And it also contains chrysoprase, which is excellent in regaining your drive and desire to achieve in the world, and rose quartz, which is overall healing, but also looks into and addresses father issues. So this is a great complement to doing this inner work. The crystals really help to activate, to excavate, and unveil the unconscious places where you might be stuck and not even know that you're stuck, and transform them into conscious power. You take 7 drops in the morning and 7 in the evening for 21 days. And each crystal elixir in the Anami Alchemia shop also comes with a guided visualization that you can listen to daily or at least several times a week during the course of taking your elixir, and then you can use it whenever you like after that. Number 5, testicle massage. Cherish those jewels. A few minutes a day of massaging your testicles will generate testosterone and help to fire up your drive and connect you to your gravitas, your balls, your courage. I teach a testicle massage routine in Sexual Mastery for Men, and Anthony from last week's Marathon Man, Marathon Cock episode, which is season 5, episode 26, he referenced it as one of his ultra marathon prep tools. Number 6, kicking porn. Not only does frequent jerking off to porn utterly deplete your dopamine and testosterone, turning you into an impotent and balding beta bitch, some suggest that there is also a deeper price to be paid for the free and easy access to hot Asian schoolgirls who do anal. By opening up your sexual energy centers and connecting with this most base expression, and oftentimes not even consensual depiction of sex, you open up your aura to energy harvesting in unseen dimensions. And this might seem really far out for some of you to consider, but if you think that your sexual energy is the most vital, powerful energy source you have access to, and you are offering it freely out into the ethers, some would say that you are allowing a direct siphoning of this high quality energy through this portal. So again, if that's too much for you to think about, then you can stick with the fact that over the short, medium, and long term, porn depletes your sexual energy physiologically and even potentially beyond repair. In Sexual Mastery for Men, we talk about how to get off of, not get off with, and detox from porn. And I have a great interview with Jonathan on how he quit using porn in my Porn to Power episode, which is season 4, episode 25 of the podcast. Number 7, loving on your woman's pussy. Magic pussy will heal you. Did you know that pussy juice is a magical healing balm and elixir? And you have an infinite supply of it on tap. Drinking it, absorbing it through your cock, there are so many ways that you can ingest it. However, there is a catch. For a pussy to have magical powers, it must be surrendered, open, and wild. A pussy made wet by artificial lubricant will never be magical. Only natural, organically grown, gushing pussies will be able to take you in and spit you out, recalibrated and reborn. Only a pussy made so open and wet and hungry and teased and loved into oblivion will be able to alchemize you and your demons. A closed off, walls up, pissed off pussy is not going to perform such miracles. So make it your mission to unlock all the secrets of pussy, and she in return will help you to unlock yours. Number 8. Seems like an obvious one, but it isn't necessarily. Getting the fuck out of toxic relationships where you hide and keep yourself stuck. You deserve to be a well-fucked man fucking your well-fucked woman into oblivion. Because the bar is set so low, and because we are modeled so few, if any, healthy, powerful, sexually fueled, conscious relationships, most of us have very little sense of how to go about creating a superpower couple dynamic, where your relationship becomes your secret weapon and your turbo fuel for your entire life. And this is the real breadth and depth of my work. So the truth is, if you are not growing, you are dying. Stasis only exists for a brief moment when the universe gives you a second to catch your breath and then change course. And if you don't, then you start to decay. Unfulfilling relationships take a lot more out of you than you might think. They slow you down in every part of your life. People don't make the correlation between financial troubles and sexual troubles, children acting out and sexual troubles in the bed with the couple, health issues and sexual troubles between you. But after 3 decades of doing this work, I can tell you that that is an absolute fact. I have a great episode on the whole topic of should I stay or should I go, which is what it's called, season 4, episode 34, and I discuss how the only acceptable answer when you talk to your partner about improving your relationship and up-leveling your sex life is fuck yes, let's do it. Anything less than that is, to quote Dan Savage, dump the motherfucker already. And like my old friend Bruce Lipton says, a cell can only be in either protection or growth. It cannot be in both at the same time. So if you are living in a protective shell with walls up between you, there will be no growth. And that no growth will extend into every part of your life. Number 9, shove something up your ass. The male G-spot delivers as profound, deep, and cathartic an orgasmic experience as the female version does. Only, guys, yours is located up your ass, which is truly a gift, because in going into this potentially foreign territory, you get to confront all of your proverbial shit and fears and taboos, and all of these make excellent bedfellows. Better to hunt your own demons than have them pop out from under the bed. So here is a fantastic clip from a salon member sharing about his first and wildly transformative G-spot orgasm, going from an anal virgin to an enthusiastic ass ambassador.
So I just more wanted to share my experience from this week's salon. So my wife and I have been going through all the work, clearing blocks and trying everything out. Everything's been going really great. But we've always been like kind of a week behind. I work away from home for 3 days a week, so we don't always see each other. And so finding time, as with everyone, is sometimes tricky. But so we had a lingam massage scheduled for Sunday night. And after watching the videos from the last salon, and all the way through this, we've kind of discussed through the taboo, and then last week's salon and the week prior, we've discussed anal was always taboo for me in the sense of kind of both giving and receiving. And so through our discussions, I've said, I have some blocks. I know I do. I just don't know what they are. And I always figured, I probably have something stuck up my ass, essentially. And so, so I kind of gave permission after last week's salon that, we discussed how we'd go about it. And I said, maybe during a lingam massage or at the very end, I'd be super aroused, and then it would be okay, and I might be more for it. So we go through the lingam massage, and just before finishing, she starts rubbing my ass, and I kind of gave her the green light, and so we decided to go ahead. And so she started off super slow with lube and everything. It felt quite nice. Then she started giving me a blowjob while she was doing it, which felt fantastic. And so as she got further and further in, and like I was breathing heavily, or not heavily, breathing properly the whole way through, and just trying to breathe through it and feel everything and so on. And at one point, it was getting better. And then I started getting these waves of energy going through my body, and it was just unbelievable. I've never felt anything like it. And she was saying, my whole body was goosebumpy, and she could see it happening in waves from my cock flowing outwards. And so I kept my eyes closed and just breathed through all of this, because my body was writhing uncontrollably just all over the place. And I didn't want to open my eyes because I kind of figured she'd be either laughing or trying to hold back laughter, because I was just going nuts. And so at one point I felt these waves of energy that were so hyper intense, and they were going from my cock all the way up to my throat, and then getting stuck there. And same in my arms. They were going all the way to like my forearm or my wrist, and then stopping. And it kept happening over and over. And as I was breathing, it was going with my breath. And at one point I opened one eye, and I saw her smiling. And just as I opened my eye, she said, "Let it go, babe." And the next breath, it was all the energy, like whatever the block was, it felt like a physical block in my body. And then it just fucking went everywhere. It was so intense. And it was so incredible. I would say like I without a doubt had a full body orgasm, did not ejaculate. It was mind blasting. And then afterwards, I lied there and just continued breathing, and with the breathing for like, I would say 10, 15 minutes afterwards, I was continuously bursting out in fits of laughter, crying at stages, just like it was incredible, and it was intense, and it clearly helped get rid of some whatever was stuck up my ass. And so this was more really just I wanted to share my story because I was laughing the whole time after it, all the blocks about it of like, that's some gay shit. I don't want to do that or whatever. But like, dudes, give it a whirl. It's mind blowing.
Oh my God. It's brought tears to my eyes, like in a good way. Like, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing that, and you described it really well. And kudos to both of you, like to you for being open. And then your partner, like, I mean, just the way you described the buildup, like, so you were aroused and then she started and then like, you know, sucked your cock a bit, you know what I mean? Like she really helped to keep you open to the experience. So that was brilliantly done. And then to facilitate that, like that moment you just described where she said, let it go, babe, like that just hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's such a beautiful, I'm here with you in this unknown, crazy territory, and I'm still here with you, you know, go for it. So what a beautiful story. That's just amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And like you said, well done. Bravo.
Number 10, rewilding sexuality, testosterone building. So in this category is anything that brings you back into your own primal nature and masculinity. That goes for the food that you eat, clean, organic, whole foods, to living in an equally clean and non-toxic environment that isn't pumping additional estrogen into you any moment that it gets. Exercising, pushing yourself physically, whether it's in the gym, surfing, rock climbing, playing competitive sports. All of these things help to evoke your primal man. Going off grid on camping trips, getting away from civilization periodically is one of the fastest ways I know to regenerate this core energy. Prioritize anything that helps you to recalibrate and makes you feel more connected to your true and masculine self. I have a fantastic episode on this called Rewilding Sexuality, which is in season 4, episode 24, where I go into a huge list of my favorite rewilding sexuality recommendations. Number 11, get support. A lot of men I've known, particularly of the alpha breed, have a hard time asking for help. It is essential, though. It's like having a shaman take you into the underworld and helping to light the way. You are a stranger in a strange land, the land of your unconscious, which is full of traps and delusions and landmines. It helps if you have a way shower to tell you what to look out for and where to find the shortest way through the mire. And that is what my salons are all about. One of the things people always comment most about in them is how amazing it is to be going through these experiences with a group of people and you know that you're not alone. These salon cohorts keep in touch years later, still sharing and supporting each other and propping one another up. We have a private forum within each salon in addition to our weekly group calls and breakout sessions where you can connect. And of course, I am there to kick your ass with my trademark ruthless compassion. And it's fun. All of this can be fun. Where else do you get to talk about vaginas and assholes and prostate orgasms with such openness? Nowhere. Just the Anami version of an online 8-week dinner party extraordinaire. The Sexual Mastery for Men Salon 2023 is officially open. For the next 2 weeks, you can sign up for my ultimate guide to all things men and all things pleasing women. In the salon, we cover everything from deeper healing modalities to release trauma and clear blockages, detoxing from porn, how to build marathon super stamina and learn how to separate orgasm from ejaculation, cock exercises to lengthen, strengthen, and grow your cock organically, testicle massage, how to channel your sexual energy as a creative power, increasing your vitality, confidence, and cash flow, a pelvic weightlifting routine. This is the equivalent of vaginal weightlifting that I do, and many of you may know me for. Orgasmopedia, the full guide to female orgasms, including G-spot, cervical, and ejaculatory orgasms, and all about finding your masculine expression, owning it in the world, how to man up and tap into this sexy alchemical darkness in today's hostile to masculine energy climate. To sign up and make the journey to Supercock-dom, come to kimanami.com, look for Sexual Savant Salons, and then click on Sexual Mastery for Men. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, subscribe and also leave a review. And send someone else the gift of a healthy libido and an off-the-charts love life by sharing this episode with them. We'll be back next week, and in the meantime, many happy orgasms.